Good morning everyone. I am filming this video on Boxing Day. I hope you've had a fantastic Christmas. I've got lots of exciting things to talk about in this video, including my plans for 12 castons of 2026 from Yarn and Yarns. I'm going to show you some of the Christmas presents that I received, so the yarn themed Christmas presents, and I'm going to talk about a few finished gifts that I managed to get done in the last couple of days before Christmas. So lots to go through this video. Get yourself comfy, get yourself a nice hot drink, and I'll begin. So first up, I am going to talk about the mittens that I made for my mum for Christmas. I got these finished a couple of days before Christmas Day. They were really quick to make up, so I'll show you these. These were knit in Coastal Colours 4-ply yarn, which had some cashmere in as well, and it was a bargain. It was only £10. I got it from the Stafford Wool Show, and these are the finished mittens. Aren't they lovely? So they have kind of an almost stripy pattern on them. I kind of winged this pattern. I'll show you what they look like on. They're so soft. They're absolutely lovely. But yeah, gorgeous wool. A really nice fit. I'm really pleased with them. So yeah, I might try and write this pattern up if I get a chance, but my mum absolutely loves them. Really lightweight, really soft, I'm guessing because of the cashmere, and just perfect like to put on around the house if your hands are a bit cold or you just want that little bit of extra warmth. But yeah, really love them, and she absolutely adored them as well, and I was so proud giving them to her. And I love the way the little increases look on the thumb. I think that's called a thumb gusset. So yeah, that's my first finished object for this week. Really happy with them. They knit up really fast as well. I thought they'd take as long as socks, but they don't. They're much smaller than socks, and then you haven't got a faff with the heel and the toe either. I knit the thumbs using magic loop method, and it was really easy. I used 2.5mm needles, circular needles. So yeah, really love those. So that's my first finished object. Acquisitions then. It's quite a lot of acquisitions today, because if you're anything like me, I just like wool. Buy me some wool for Christmas. Usually I'll just literally buy it and give it to someone because it's easier, isn't it? So the first acquisition was a very exciting one. So this is a present from my husband, and my mother and father-in-law also put some money towards this as well because they didn't know what to get me. And I have done my first sweater quantity purchase of Knitting for Olive yarn, and the aim for this is to make a stripy Olga sweater, but I do love the black and white ones, but I wanted something a bit different. So I've seen lots where they do contrast cuffs and collars and different coloured stripes, so I have picked these two yarns. We've got Rust and I think it's Plum. Yeah, Rust and Plum for the main body for the stripe, and then the contrast colour. Now I only got one ball of this, so I hope that's enough. And the contrast cover is dark ochre, so that will be the contrast. I think this is quite fun, quite autumnal. I love all three of these colours separately. I think together they're going to look really nice. So the plan is stripes in these, and then probably cuffs and collar in this ochre. I don't think I'll get the ribbon at the bottom in it as well, but that's fine. I'll just continue the ribbon in these two. So yeah, I got 5 each of these colours and 1 ball of this. They had a sale 15% off as well, so it was a bit cheaper. I just hope I've got enough wool, but really looking forward to casting on that, and that will hopefully be cast on in the next couple of weeks, because I'm going to talk about later in the video that I'm going to be taking part in the 12 castons of 2026, which is a challenge that some people take part in on Ravelry and Instagram and YouTube. I'll go into more details of that a bit later in the video, so if that's something you might be interested, stay tuned. So yeah, these are to knit the Olga sweater. I'm hoping that, I mean, these are worsted. Are they? DK? Maybe it's quite a thick DK. The pattern calls for the 4-ply and lace held together, I think, but hopefully I should be able to still manage to get gauge on this, and it's going to be quite an oversized jumper, so it should be fine. So that is my first acquisition. Second acquisition was, I'm trying not to show you something very exciting as I get the wool out of here. Is it in here? No, wrong bag. Second acquisition is, this is the absolutely beautiful and soft Opus yarn from A Yarn Story, and it's in the colour goldenrod, and this was balled up for me in the shop when I bought it. I did have 3 balls of this, and they're 350 metres each. Let me find the label to show you. This is what the label looks like. It's called goldenrod. But every pattern that I looked at, I was like, I'm compromising here because I don't think I've got enough wool. So my mum said, oh, you've got a bit more money left, is there anything else you want? So I've ordered another ball of this. It's supposed to be sport weight. It's very thin. I would say it's nearer a fingering weight, so that's not ideal because I didn't particularly want to knit a massive jumper in fingering weight. But the jumper that I would like to knit is called the Matcha jumper. I've changed my mind about this. If you've watched my other videos, I think I've gone through every pattern under the sun as plans for this. I've even put it in my queue about 3 different times. But I'm thinking with this lovely bright colour, and it's such a nice lovely wool. It's made from merino baby alpaca, and look, it says 100% awesome. Isn't that funny? I think just a really nice plain jumper that's like a really nice design. So the Matcha jumper looks really good. The other option would be to make another Eva cardigan by Petite Knit. Who makes the Matcha jumper? The Matcha jumper is by... Did I not write it down? No, didn't write it down. I'll put it on the screen here. But yeah, it's a really lovely plain jumper. Lots of people have made it. It looks really expensive, really stylish. So I'm thinking I might do that. The other option would be an Eva cardigan by Petite Knit, because I've knit that before and I love that. And I think this would be lovely just over a white t-shirt or a nude coloured t-shirt as well. But I do like knitting in the round, and the thought of going back and forth with what is a bit thicker than 4-ply doesn't fill me with joy. So yeah, hopefully I can get gauge. The Matcha sweater calls for 3.5mm needles, and I don't have 3.5mm needles. I tried it on 4mm needles yesterday and it was just really loose, so I've ordered some 3.5mm needles. If that doesn't work, I'll go down to 3.25. I will not go lower than 3.25 because that will take me 5 years to knit. So if that doesn't work out, I'm going to have to rethink what I'm going to make. Might even have to hold it with something, but as this was quite expensive, I don't particularly want to go buying any more yarn to go with it, but we shall see. So yeah, that's my second acquisition. That's what my mum bought me. So another acquisition from my mum. I asked for some stitch holders and she did not disappoint. These are from Etsy. Oh, there's a little cat just come in, and they are the cutest. Did you hear me say cat and come in? Look at these. How adorable are these? And there's lots of different ones. We've got a little black cat, got a little kind of, oh, where am I holding this? I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. A lovely little beige tabby cat. We've even got a pink cat, super cute. And this is called a calico cat when they're like this. A little calico cat. And that's it. Oh no, there's more. Oh, hello. We have the cat joining us, who's probably going to knock the camera down. And this little grey and white cat. Hello, do you want to be on the film? doing? Hello? You come to be in the video? Looking at the garden, looking for some birds. Yeah, it will be a Christmas miracle if this camera doesn't end up on the floor. But yeah, so she got me these. There's a few more as well. There's quite a few in there. She got me these and I absolutely love them. I'm so excited to use them. I just think when you're knitting with lovely yarn on lovely needles and then you've got lovely cute little stitch holders as well, it's just very, very, makes it even more exciting. So next acquisition is a lovely gift from my mum again, the Woodland Doodle card deck, which is from Pacific Knit. I've got their book as well, and this is just add-ons to their books. So I just think these are such a great idea. You know when someone has a really good idea and you're like, why did I not think of that? I mean, I've not got the talent, but you know. So I won't show too much, but they come with little examples of how you can use them, and then it's just literally charts for different cards. So yeah, I won't, obviously I don't want to show them too much because they're a paid pattern, but you can just like put these onto gloves, the scarves, whatever, jumpers, and I just think they're gorgeous. So check those out, have a look. There's 24 colour work charts in here, and these are all themed around woodland. So you've got things like mushrooms, trees, owls, jays, squirrels. They're just gorgeous. So there is going to be some neutral socks on the horizon, knit with some lovely colour work for me, because for some reason I knit a lot of socks for other people. I don't really have any that are, since I've kind of got my technique down and I know the size to do and I know the heel alike, I haven't actually knit any for myself, so that's going to change soon. Right, next acquisition, 2 acquisitions, and by far my most favourite present that I got this Christmas is my lovely mum, who has been sewing for years and years. She taught me to knit, she taught me to crochet, she can sew as well. She was a seamstress. I asked her if she could make me some project bags, and she did an amazing job. Look at this. So she made me 2 project bags, different sizes, and I've asked, my birthday's in February, I'm like, please can I have some more? She's lined it with this really thick lining so it kind of stands up on its own. It's got some handles, and then it's got a drawstring as well, so when you're carrying it around you can do the drawstrings so your wool doesn't fall out the top, and then you can carry it around. I'm not doing a very good job of demonstrating this. And it's got some lovely soft corduroy on the top. The great thing about this as well is, like, I'll sit on the sofa with knitting and my ball of wool's rolling around everywhere, which isn't ideal when you've got cats, and this just sits next to me on the sofa or on the floor, and obviously you can carry it around. So that's the first one. It's got this gorgeous like coral print with little flowers on as well, and I just think this cord is so soft, and then she's lined it as well inside. Isn't she clever? I mean, if I had the patience, I will knit jumpers, but my sister's inherited the sewing gene. I could probably turn some trousers up at a push, but I just, no. I think what it is I like just sitting comfortably on the sofa while I'm doing stuff. I don't like sitting up to a table with a sewing machine. That just feels like hard work. So yeah, really gorgeous project bag. That's project bag number 1. And then my even more favourite, another absolute stellar job she's done on another project bag. Let me just get one more one out. She's made me an even bigger one out of this gorgeous kind of, it looks like roses, but it's like a kind of floral, not floral, what would you say that is? It's kind of nature inspired. And then this one's lined as well, and then this one has another drawstring inside, so you can, let me just do a better job than that, you can do it up like that, And then you can have, if you want, your wool in there and pulling it out as you're knitting. Isn't that brilliant? I'm just so chuffed. And even like just having that on the sofa or a shelf. At the minute I've kind of got stuff in all sorts of totes and bags, which is fine, but this just looks really nice. So yeah, she's done an amazing job. And then the base as well. Isn't she clever? So yeah, I'm really pleased with those. And I know they would have took her ages to do and work out because she's kind of just winged them. She hasn't, I don't think she's used a pattern. She's just super clever. So yeah, so now when I've got, and look how good, there's just something about having your wool in a beautiful project bag, isn't there? So yeah, fantastic. Super pleased with all my lovely Christmas presents that I got. Next, I've gone in a bit of a strange order today. I'm going to do a work in progress now. I've gone the wrong way around, but never mind. So I have been knitting my Semper vest. I had to kind of put this on hold while I was finishing any Christmas presents. But this is the Semper slipover so far. I have got about halfway down the body. I have done the collar and I have done the sleeve armhole ribbing as well. I did a tubular bind off for this. I had to do the neck twice because it just, what I forgot to do was, in the pattern it's just a normal ribbed bind off for the neck, and I wanted to try a neater bind off, but I didn't really, and this has got, in the pattern it has got the neat bind off for the armholes and the bottom of the body, but I didn't read it properly, so I just did knit one, purl one, rib, and then just did a tubular bind off, and I didn't do the 2 setup row before you do the tubular bind off. I think it does look quite neat, but I think because of the yarn, because the yarn's quite kind of rustic, I haven't got that cleaner edge, but I am happy with it overall. But yeah, I had to do the collar twice because I did it wrong. And then I've just got to do the armhole edging on this one, and then I've got to knit quite a bit of length down there. So I've used this is 2 balls of yarn, so I think I've got 4 or 5, so I should have plenty, but I've put it on and it really looks nice. And I was a bit worried that the sleeves, the armholes were going to be quite big, but I'm dead chuffed with how I've picked up the stitches there as well. Let me show you. I love when you get this line. It's a really well written pattern, so you've got a lovely line of shape in there, really smooth. So yeah, definitely recommend this pattern. Can't wait to wear it just over a white t-shirt. I think this is going to look fab. I'd wear it for work as well, so it would look nice casually, it'd look nice over a shirt for work. So hopefully by the next video I'll have this finished. So that's the Semper slipover by the Knit Pearl Girl. It's a really detailed pattern as well, really, it's about 10 pages long, the pattern. But this would look lovely in lots of different wools. This is knit in soft tweed by Drops, which is quite soft for a tweed, but it looks really rustic. That's what I like about it. I've really enjoyed knitting with this. So yeah, that's the back. So hopefully that will be finished next video and I can show you what that looks like on. Right, so on to the exciting part of the video. So I've been watching some videos by a lady called Ange, who's from a channel called Yarn and Yarns, and she's on YouTube and she does amazing videos. She's got an Instagram page as well, and with the hashtag, which I think is YNY castons 2026, but if I've got that wrong I'll put it here. If you use that tag in YouTube or Instagram, she'll see what you're making, and then she's also got a Ravelry chat which I'm going to join as well, so anyone who's taking part in the challenge can post on her chat on Ravelry, and you don't have to do 12 cast-ons. The idea is that you cast on sometime between Christmas Eve and the 31st of January, and even if you do 3, if you do 1, it doesn't matter, you can join in, and I'll put her link to her video below because she'll explain it better than I do. But I just think it's a really good idea because I've got lots of projects that I just need to get started, and I think it would be useful to kind of work out what needles I want to do, knit my swatches, and then for the rest of the year, then I've kind of got it all ready and sorted with all the patterns printed out and things like that. So next video I'm going to go through more of the details of what my plans are for that. But for today's video, I'm going to show you what I cast on yesterday, which was actually Christmas Day. We got home about 8 o'clock and I just sat in front of the sofa, and I'd been dying to use this yarn before Christmas, this gingerbread yarn, because I really wanted to knit myself a pair of gingerbread socks. And at one point I was thinking about putting some gingerbread men on them, but I thought, no, I just want a really basic vanilla sock. And I love this wool. This is from West Yorkshire Spinners, signature 4-ply, and this one is called Gingerbread. But I have used this wool before to make some socks for my sister and my mum, and it's gorgeous. And they do some lovely bird themed colour combinations, which are absolutely beautiful. So definitely check those out. They're not too expensive either. And you can get more than one pair of socks out of these, I would say. You get at least one pair of socks and a shorty, maybe. I'm a size 5, so I can get that out of this ball of wool. And the contrast colour I have picked is this, which is some 4-ply merino sock yarn with a mix of nylon. I think it was 25% nylon, 75% merino, 4-ply, and I think these work really well together. So the cuff and the the cuff and the toe and the heel will be knit in this, and the main bulk of the sock will be knit in this gingerbread colour. So this is my first cast on for the Yarns and Yarns 12 cast-ons of 2026, and I have started with the cuff. I'm just going to do a few more rows of that, and then I'm going to start with the main colour. So plans for today is Stranger Things. Obviously we will be watching at least 2 of the Stranger Things episodes today. We are keeping off social media as much as we can. Get these knit. Then either today or tomorrow, and I will try and film this as well, this will be a longer video, I am going to start at least swatching for my grey cardboard jumper, which I have now decided on a pattern for. If you remember last episode, I showed you some DK yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners, Croft DK, and also some kind of alpaca silk fluffy yarn from Fibre Space, which is called Cumulus, and I'm going to hold them together, and the aim is to make a oversized, lovely, soft cable knit pale grey jumper. And the pattern I've chosen, just refer to my notes because I can't remember what it's called, is the Heart Chain Sweater by Mayo, M-A-Y-O. I've seen a few of these and they look absolutely gorgeous. I was toying with the idea of like a couple of petite knit sweaters. There was a lovely cable knit one from My Favourite Things Knitwear, but I wanted to do something from a pattern from a designer I hadn't knit from before. And also a lot of the patterns for cable knits have a really big panel down the front here, and I just don't think that will look as flattering on me. And this one, this chain sweater, is more like the chunks of pattern are more evenly spaced and like a more regular thickness, so hopefully that will look a bit more flattering on me. But yeah, I will come back later today to let you know how I got on with the swatch and show you the progress on these gingerbread socks. Hopefully I should get quite a bit done. I am going to knit 2 at a time for these, just because I find it goes quicker. I don't know why it goes quicker, but it just does for me anyway. But yeah, so next part of the video you will hopefully see more progress on this sock. If you're watching Stranger Things, I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's not disappointing. So see you in a little while.
Metaphor straight, dude.
It's because of Sarah Connor that Skynet didn't take over.
I don't care.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is about lunchtime now, about 1 o'clock, and I have done some more knitting on my gingerbread sock. I'm holding my camera, sorry, I do apologise. And I did some swatches with the DK Croft grey yarn and the cumulus yarn. So I've balled up the grey DK, and then this is the cumulus yarn. I'm not happy with the colour of this though, it's very blue toned. And I tried holding just the DK with smaller needles than the pattern recommends, and it's coming up the right gauge. So I think I'm going to return the fibre spates wool because I'm not happy with the colour and it was quite expensive, and I'm just going to knit the DK heart chain sweater in this wool. So I'm going to cast that on in the next hour. I'm going to do a little bit more knitting on the gingerbread sock, and I am going to watch some knitting podcasts and just chill for an hour. Watch the first episodes of Stranger Things. It was very good, so looking forward to watching the rest of those later, and I will catch up with you in a little while. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day, the day after Boxing Day, and 7 cast on attempts of the heart chain sweater. And no, I'm not a happy bunny. I think I have pushed myself a little bit too hard with this pattern. It is quite complicated. It's beautiful. I've seen lots of people on Ravelry make it in the projects page, and they have done an amazing job, because I cannot fathom this out. I have cast this on 7 times. Every time I've cast it on, I've done something else slightly wrong, and I think my gauge is off as well. So this is the 7th cast on attempt, and I think my cables are on the wrong side. Look how many stitch holders. There's about 5 different types of cables. I just think it's too complicated. I'm not saying never, I might come back to it, but for now I think I'm going to frog this. I think I need to do it on 4mm needles if I use this yarn, and maybe size up, because this is quite gapey. You can see a little bit of it there, but it's really see-through. I don't think I've done a good job of the gauge swatch. Something's not right, and I think my cables are on the wrong side or something. So I think I either need to try a simpler cable knit sweater, maybe with just one type of cable, or just come back to it in the future. But in good news, oh, that was loud. In good news, I have made a really good start on my gingerbread socks. I knit on these whilst watching Stranger Things yesterday, and we had like a games night in the evening. And really quick to knit. I'm going to put these to one side now. What I think I'm going to do is, I think today's cast on, I'm going to do a gauge swatch, and then I'm going to cast on the Olga sweater. So the gingerbread socks are looking fab. Really, really happy with how these are coming out. I just think it's genius how these self stripes work. Looking really good. So these just knit up really quickly. I'm going to put these to one side now, and I'm going to do a gauge swatch for my Olga sweater. And so hopefully in the next video I'll be able to show you that gauge swatch, and I will have started cast that on for my 12 cast-ons of 2026. So cast on 1 is successful. Cast on 2 was not a success, but hopefully the Olga, I keep slamming that on the desk, hopefully the Olga sweater will be more of a success. I will finish this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it's been a little bit all over the place, but that's what it's like in the Christmas holidays, isn't it? But take care. Let me know below what you're knitting, what you're working on. I love chatting with you all in the comments. Have a fantastic next few days, and I will hopefully see you for another video soon. Bye bye.